Alright, hello guys, and welcome back to Fallout 4. I am Ninja Andrew, and we are at Abernathy Farm with the kitty cat who's somewhere around here. Ah, there you go. Yeah, scamp. You playing with the Tatoes, kitty? Alright, so as I mentioned in my last episode, I was going to spend some time today basically fixing up things around here at the farm that need to be fixed up. Seeing what kind of defenses I can build or what kind of structure I can really add on to the building here, and like what's available for scrap, because I'm sure there's some stuff that is and some stuff that isn't, yada yada, so on and so forth. And basically, like, once we get done here, which I'm not planning on spending too much time. I'm not gonna, like, build an entire, like, armored shell for this thing. At least not yet. But I'm gonna take this as far as I can go with it, as far as just, you know, cleaning up the farm, getting these people situated so that their needs are taken care of and whatnot, and then I will show you some of the other bases that I have here. So just before I start, I guess I'll show you sort of the situation that we have going on here as far as settlers. We do have a provisioner linked to Sanctuary Hills so that we have access to our crafting materials. But that's actually not the provisioner because they're wearing a red helmet, which means they're from a different settlement. Everybody here on Abernathy Farm has a blue helmet. I've given them blue mining helmets. I've given them welding goggles and a suit of combat armor. So that's Lucy Abernathy. We've got a cow or Brahmin that the settlement came with initially, so that's nothing new. We also have Lucy's mom and dad, Abernathy. And they're probably now moved back out here. Let's just see who they got. Yeah, they're both here. So they both have the blue helmet. They both have their combat gear. Blake, Abernathy, and Connie. And Connie is also a store where you can buy wood, and that's what I essentially had to do so that we could do some crafting today. Ooh, I'm gonna look at your daughter. La la. But basically, like, they're the three that you start off with here. We hired one more who's the provisioner, and then we have one more who should be always standing up here in the same position because I only made one guard post. So we have this dude who still needs a combat armor chest, but at the very least we do have a guard here. We probably need more. You're not that good at whistling, Codsworth. I don't know why somebody thought that random whistling would make him more appealing, but such is life. So, first things first, I guess let's go into crafting mode and let's clean up the camp here. So, I don't need these for crafting materials particularly, but if I can clean this area up, it gives me more space to figure out what I can really do here. And like, as you can see, certain things are craftable and certain things are not. So like, even if I took out those sections here and scrapped them, it would still be covered. So whoever built this, I must say that I am not a fan. I feel like whoever built this, like, it's so piecemeal. There's so many different things going on here, and there's no real way to like if I could take this out and I could build another section out onto the, you know what I mean, or anywhere here. If I could take out any of these exterior pieces and they weren't linked to the environment, that would make things so much more pleasurable, because then you could like build an extended wing onto your farm and, you know, build add-ons and stuff like that. So, I don't know. I'm going to leave certain stuff here. Certain stuff I'm just going to clean up because it's kind of trash and we don't need it. this room, like, this room I'm going to try to clean up a bit because I want to put more beds back here. So it kind of is what it is for the moment. This room out here, it's kind of unfortunate because it's like, because whoever designed this made all the decisions about how they wanted to design this area first, you really don't have much of an option to change anything, so there's not much of a reason to pick up anything and move it around, because it's kind of like, what are you really going to be able to come up with in this space that's going to work, that's going to, you know what I mean, be any better or worse than what they have already. So it's kind of like, thanks for already designing this out for me, developers, but whatever, you know. Because I have looked at the layout for this spot already, I think I'm going to change the layout here, so I am going to remove these two sections here so that you have kind of more of an open concept. It's not much, but it's a little bit. I don't know if I can take that out. Probably. But at the same time, what will it do? Will there be anything behind it? No idea. Let's take this out of here. Certain stuff I want to leave because it has the chance of respawning gear at some point, so... But, useless junk I'll take out of here. Because I can redecorate this space. That I'm leaving because what else am I going to do with the area? It's just scrappable materials. Okay, let's go upstairs. There's a bunch of junk here on the landing. I don't know, might be able to squeeze a bed in here somehow, but it is what it is. See, like, this is what I mean. Like, it's just like, you can't change the layout. It is what it is, and you gotta live with it. And it's kind of like, on one level, I'm like, you know, yeah, it adds a level of randomness to your level design and whatnot. But at the same time, it's also like, somebody else has decided what to build here before as I have, so what's the point, you know, of pretending that I have some sort of like major influence on things when it's like pretty much I'm limited to building off of what's already here. So yay. So the things that I did add here, I did add this so I could throw 2 more beds out really quickly. They're kind of useless. The villagers have a tough time getting to them, but whatever. And then there's this guard post here. So I wish there was some more scrappable materials out here. I like how they're like, yeah, we have a farm. You can like get rid of some of this junk and maybe build something, but most of our materials are already accounted for and taken care of, so don't think I'm gonna leave that out here just because it's kind of like a random spot to have your chemistry table. Not gonna worry about building like an exterior perimeter fence. Like, yes, let's make sure the crafting area is just small enough that they have access to none of these trees that are right here. That would be totally helpful as building supplies. Right? Like, I don't know, just some of the decisions that they made when they designed this game leave me scratching my head. I guess mostly from the perspective of like, you design a game that's supposed to be fun for people to build in, and then you put all these limitations on their ability to build, and it's kind of like, well, why did you put all this building stuff in if you really didn't want to give people the freedom to do what they wanted to do anyways? I don't know. Okay, so first order of business, I believe, is let's get this fence situation figured out here. I'm gonna leave the majority of the fence as it is, but I'm going to fix up the sections where it's not connected to the building. So I don't know what I can do here, really, but let's see what we can do. Fences, let me go with a wire fence. This is probably not going to work too well. So my decision is either try to get something to stick onto here and go into the metal silo things here, or let's... This is all one section, isn't it? That's great. That's totally helpful. So, let's go fences. What? Yeah, fences. Let me choose the piece. Thank you. Okay. So I'm just gonna build this out section by section, hopefully. And now I have the clear path to make the return to the house, so let's do that. Come on. Now, this little section here is not enough for me to sneak through, so it probably means it's not enough for an enemy to sneak through. I could put another wire section, but then the wire section would be sticking out on the other side. So just to make sure that, like, no little creature is going to come sticking their head through here, I'm just going to put a post just like this. It's kind of derpy as fuck, but at least the hole is, like, permanently covered now, so... Yeah, we'll call that done for now, but I'll probably mess around with its positioning. Come on. Yeah, there we go. Okay. So at least it's covered there. That is good enough for now for me. I'm just worried about, like, basically my crops being destroyed and my Brahmin dying. That would be, like, the two major things that could potentially happen here. 'Cause, like, the fence looks kind of derpy here, because it's all different levels and whatnot, but I guess they had to do that because of the lay of the terrain. So I'm just going to move on with my life and fix the fence over here. So let's get rid of this stuff, because we have no idea where that's going to end up. Just do it one at a time. Kind of hoping... Oh. Is it going to be stupid? I'm kind of hoping that I can get these two sections to just connect straight up. Like, I'm hoping that whoever designed this was at least smart enough to build the fence first and then destroy part of it. But it looks like they were not. Which is kind of a dumb way to do things. Yeah, less of a fan of whoever made this now. Because I have a feeling if I attach... Oops. If I attach a post here, I have a feeling that these are yet off at angles to each other, which is brilliant level design by the makers of this game. Like, I don't see why wouldn't you just build the whole fence, then come back and destroy part of it. Okay, so I guess we're gonna scrap all of this, because whoever built it can't be trusted to build fences. And we're gonna come back and we're gonna fix it for them. Because this is already coming off of a solidly built enclosure, so there's no reason for me to, like, erase the enclosure and redo the enclosure when I can just erase these two sections of fence. Because they're straight runs, it's pretty easy to just put this stuff back together like this real quick. Okay, I would say that that's probably closer than... Like, I could bring it out one more section. Should I do that? How much space? Holy Jesus. Like, this whole place is usable space? Are you kidding me? Let me take all these trees on, because they're scrap. Okay, so we'll call this the front 40. Front 40 feet is not fenced, but it's usable. So this will be leveled up. I'm not going to use this for now, but we'll expand out into here if we need more crops. If we do, then I'll expand it more. If we don't, then screw it. Let's see the other side here. Worst level designer ever. Because he's not making use of the space. He or she is not making use of the space. So they're leaving it up to me to fix all their problems here, and I don't appreciate that, but okay. It's too late to complain now, I guess, so. Like, it's not perfect, but it's making better use of the space than the level designer did. And I know, okay, like somebody out there is going to be like, yeah, but they're just trying to encourage you to make better use of your stuff. They want you to do all of this crafting, don't they? Blah, blah, blah. And it's like, yeah, they do, but they could also do a better job of setting things up for you. So that you didn't have to come back and fix all the crap that they did. Just saying. Like, is this even gonna match up now? I doubt it. I doubt it. Ugh. Ugh. Level designers. Okay. Get this stuff to sit at somewhat normal heights. You have to take out the sections of fence. And then replace them after you've adjusted each of the posts. But then stuff should sit at least at decent levels. And then if you're really still pissed off with it, then you go back to each of the posts. And you hit the posts, and it should... well, it should fix the level so that it looks like it's appropriate to some kind of fence. Okay. I really don't like these sections that already have a built-in post, because I find that it's like less adjustable than if you have each individual segment, because then I can take out an individual segment and adjust the posts. So you see this? You see this junk? You see what these people are making me do? Okay. So what can I do? It's like... it's not... these are not even segments either. I think it's these corners that I don't like. Yes, I'll store every other part of the gate, or of the fence, but I'll scrap the gate, because I totally don't need another gate, right guys? Okay, let's do this again. But you see, like, the problems that you're faced with here when you're forced to fix somebody else's bad design. You probably need one more on it. Hey, Ramen, you just stay where you are. I'm trying to build this fence as fast as I can, and I don't need you and your shenanigans. Okay. We'll put the gate back in. I will adjust stuff for height here, so I'll remove that, adjust that. Remove that and adjust that. It's as high as it'll go. So come on. Come on. This one may be too much of a variance in the grade for me to fix at the moment, but I'll come back and I'll mess around with that later. So let's do, just because I don't want to spend like 20 minutes getting a fence fixed up. Come on. Come on, I know you want to go in there. Let's just remove this for now. I'll do that. Oops, now I need the post from here. You know what? I'm gonna call that good enough for now, because it serves its purpose. And that's all that really matters. Let's actually fix this, because it's gonna piss me off. There we go. The gate back in. Come on. There we go. Good enough. Ah, Nikes. Come on. Okay, now it just is what it is. There we go. Okay, so let's fix the rest of this. Because these are all going to be different now. Yep. The terrain gets much higher here, so let's do one of these. I know the fence is going to be all ridiculous here, but there's not much you can do. That will just have to do. And I'm going to steal these sections rather than making new ones, because all of this stuff is going to have to be moved anyways. None of it will stay in the same position relative to the rest of the fence, so... I guess I can shrink it. There we go. Okay, next section. It's like all I'm asking for is like from the developers is like build me structures that I can actually build off of that aren't like pre-designed for me, so I have like no options as to what I can do with them, and make the best of use of the space. Don't just like, you know, slap down a fence and be like, yeah, there's still 20 feet to the edge of the yard, but it's good enough, right? It's still good. It's still good. It's gone, Dad. There we go. Just because, as you guys can see, just even building a fence is, you know, a little bit of work to get done, at the very least. Okay, come on. Are we past the point? Pretty much. Oops. Store that. Hold on. This is where stuff gets a little bit more annoying, because I don't have enough space for a full segment. I think what I'm going to do is just close this off to here, and I'll figure out something else to close off this way in. So we'll figure that out. I don't know if I can get this to touch the ground. Let's see. If it's gonna be a pain in the butt, then I'm not gonna bother with it. Just leave it. Come on. Or apparently it's just gonna be a pain in the butt no matter what I do. Okay, so let's leave a post in here, just so we know that this is closed off. It's because it's not touching the ground, it's throwing me off distance-wise. Alright, so we fixed the fence. I might throw a gate back in there at some point. Actually, I should probably throw a gate back in on both sides here, just because you never know when your villagers are going to need to go and get the hell out of here, so let's do this. Yeah, man. Sometimes this stuff can be a real pain in the butt. If it's not gonna go, yes, because that's the direction I want my fence gate to attach in, right? Yep. Perfect. Hashtag winning. Okay, let's... That's what the problem is. These sections are still... That's why shit got screwed up. Okay. The ones with the square shape taken out of them, that's like attached to the post that's next to it. I don't know if I can actually get this gate to go the way that I want it right now. Let's see. If I come at it from the other direction, does that make a difference? Nope. Apparently it's going to be equally as dumb no matter what I do, so let's just close it off and I'll put gates in later, because I'm sick of wasting time on this one part of things. So okay, let's just get the rest of this place fenced off. Do I really have two fences in there? Or is that just one? Yeah, let's get that out of the way. Apparently I did have two fences in there, so oh well. Hope I haven't done that anywhere else. I might be able to build it out one more section, but this is probably going to be good enough for now anyways. At least whoever built this fence, really, is it all attached? Yep. Should be shot and fired out of a cannon. I hate this kind of stuff, man. I have to rebuild all of this. Leave that there for now, just so I have an idea of where the old line is. Okay. Okay, starting to go into the ground here, so let's take out these two sections, actually these three sections, and we'll make all of these stand up to the normal height. And then we'll put the fence back in. I can go around and fix stuff like this later, but I'll worry about that later. Okay. Essentially, I just want the fence to be tall enough that, like, you know, raiders aren't going to be able to just, you know, vault over it. Not that I think that they can, but yeah, sometimes, you know, you never know. The weird glitchy stuff that'll happen. So I figure as long as it's like waist height-ish, it should prevent anything, you know, from happening. Okay. Let's see where we are. Okay. Yeah, man. Okay, this is going to be where I'm going to come back with it. Because I could take it one more section over this way, but you can see then it'll be floating out in the air, so... Not really what I want to do with it, so let's do this instead. I would kind of like to have a gate here if it would cooperate, thank God. Might be able to do a full section. No. Okay. Should I just do this? It'll be sticking out over the edge. Okay, I'll leave this like this for now. I'll figure out what I need to do to... oh, that's what the problem is. So we should be totally enclosed here. I am just going to come back here and see about if I can throw a gate in this section here. If I can, then that's awesome. If I can't, then I'm not going to worry too much. That's a problem. Okie dokie. I will worry about that later. Because I just don't care enough at the moment. There we go. Okay, so places that we still have to fix the fence, and actually, I hate how it's like I'll make it 7 o'clock in the morning and suddenly it's like, oh, it's 7 o'clock in the evening. Ah. Let's see what we can do here about the time, yeah. Let's make it light outside at the very least for you guys. It started out light here, but I guess I talk a lot. I hope derp. I know I should use the gate, but herp derp. Okay, so how much of a pain in the ass is this place gonna be? Oh, don't worry, Andrew. It'll just be a huge pain in the ass. Yay! Okay, let's do it like this. Oops. Gonna need clean, clear ground in order to finish this fence out, so let's get rid of all this stuff. See, like, none of the sizes of this stuff line up that this person did with just regular pieces that you can use. So it's kind of like, well, that's helpful, you know? Alright, so just gonna start from scratch. Oops. Take a look at that roughly, where that's going to end up. Looks like that'll be okay. Even if it is just roughly. Yes, the Brahmin, packed Brahmin falling from the sky in the background. It's something Misty and I have talked about as well, is just like, don't quite understand who thought leaving the pack Brahmin in the game was a good idea, because all they seem to do is get stuck on everything, walk into random stuff, you know what I mean? Like, they're really derpy, and it's kind of like, you know that they're just more of a problem than they're worth, so why exactly? Like, who thought that was a good idea? You just come back to your settlement and it's like, yeah, there's random pack Brahmin on all of your rooftops. And you're like, why? And it's just like, oh, just cuz. Just cuz. We thought it looked hilarious. Even though it's totally immersion and game breaking. We thought it was hilarious. Okay, come on. Come on. Now you want to go in here. There we go. Same idea where if you're building and you find that you're having stuff that's not sitting on the ground, oh, what the hell is that? Hopefully it's just that pack Brahmin. What the... what? Ah. It's you that's making all the noise. Freaking me the hell out. Alright. So same idea, if you have a floating stick, you can usually, if it goes red when you hit it, then you're screwed. But if it goes blue when you hit it, you should be able to either lower it to the ground, or it should automatically just suck itself down to ground level. When it goes red, it means that there's like something that's conflicting with at ground level, which is a pain in the butt, but what can you do? You can't fix everything, so let's try. We could try fixing this one, but it may go red as well. Yeah, they're probably too high off the ground. Only way to fix that means that if we come around from the other angle and it allows us to fix all of them as we come up to here. Sometimes it can be a real pain in the butt to build stuff in this game, but just gonna do the best that a dang can at the moment. So I totally know that this is like flying off the ground, but I'm just trying to build the number of pieces that we need, so to speak. So here we go. See if we can suck all of this stuff down to this level. Actually, I probably need to remove this so that I can stick this in. Yeah. So I may not be some kind of genius, but at least you can build a fence that looks half decent, that looks like what you're expecting if you use those tips. So there may be other secrets out there that I'm not aware of, but this is just what's worked for me for now. So let's finish this off. I think that one's close enough to touching the ground, so this is just going to be a matter of getting this to... Let's remove that. Let's get it to suck down to this level. And then we'll put the post back in there. There we go. Ain't pretty, but it works. So at least, like, all these fences are built to do is reduce the chance that your plants are going to get destroyed when your settlement is attacked, so they don't have to be like perfect. I may go a little bit more overboard than is necessary, but at the same time I like to be secure. Okay, so I'm gonna call that done for now with fences. I'll probably fix up like this little spot on the other side of the house, but for now everything seems to be doing okay. So I'm gonna go and work out their bed situation next. I don't like this bed here, so I'm just gonna completely store that. Don't know what I'm gonna do with this space back here yet. I will probably try to figure out how to put more beds in here, but just for the moment, let's clean up. Oh, I can put down another rug. That's easy. Just, I want the place to kind of not look like it's full of crap. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Let's pick up this junk. Let's see what we got going on here. So I don't like that they're sleeping on the floor on these things. So I am just gonna sort of hopefully store them. What? Apparently some of these are stationary and I cannot move them. With what I was talking about earlier, how happy do you guys think I am with that situation? You know what I mean? Like, it's like whoever built this base got to make the decisions of, I want to put these beds here, and now I am stuck with them permanently, forever, because that person thought that this was a good place to put this stuff. And it's like, thanks, game developers. That's really helpful. I'm totally glad that I get to do my own individual crafting in this game, because what would I do otherwise if it wasn't all done for me? Yay! Like, if I could scrap both of these or move them or something, anything would be preferable to having them here, but like, I was kind of hoping maybe I could build some stairs up and like build a second floor up in this area. It doesn't look like that's gonna happen now, so okay, happy dappy. Herpa derpa derpa. Put in some extra beds for these guys because they do need more just for sleeping arrangements and for because they have some like the number of people plus the number of people that I'm gonna make work here. Yeah, there's not a lot of space back here though, you can tell. That frustrates me. That annoys me to no end. This situation here. Like, even, like, put them all on one side, right? So that I can, like, do something with the other side. But it's like, nope. No, Andrew, you're just screwed. Take all their junk here on the shelf, but... yeah, I'm gonna get rid of this shelf. Fuck it. If I can't do anything else with the space, then I may as well be able to do what I can with it. I'll figure that stuff out later, guys. Might end up having to turn this area out here into like a barracks with just tons of beds around, but at the same time I was kind of hoping to not have to do that, so perfect place to stand, Codsworth. Somehow he always knows the good spots to stand. Oh, and I just made the wrong bed too, didn't I? It's not the pretty one. That was the ugly one. Codsworth, just get the fuck out of here, man. It's not pretty, but it'll work. I'll figure it out later. This can be somebody's little private bedroom back here. Because, like, each settlement you can have up to, like, I think 20 settlers is what Misty was saying, so I know that eventually I'm going to need a bunch of beds here, so it's better to figure out what the sleeping arrangement is going to be beforehand, before you, like, build a whole bunch of cool-looking stuff on your base and then figure out, oh, I don't have enough space for beds, so I have to undo everything. Isn't that great? Like, this is the thing that pisses me off about this person who designed this, is that it's like nothing's even, nothing's, you know, you can't just have two beds next to each other looking like normal beds. It's like, no, we're gonna have one bed is gonna be able to cozy up against the wall, and the other is gonna have this beam sticking out for no reason. Surprise! Have fun! Hashtag figure it out for yourself. Herp derp. I don't really like that refrigerator there, but what can you really do? Let's see here. Probably not. So just store that for now. Staircases are pretty much going to have to stay the way they are because I can't change them, so thanks, developers. And then we're up here where things are kind of retarded, so let's just tell Buddy to get off this for a second. Store that in the base, store that, store that. Okay, if I need to put that back, I can put that back. I'm kind of thinking, though, here that it would be fun to see if we can extend this at all. So let's see what we got. Woods, we need walls, and we need one section here that's got the holes, like the windows, like these guys have, so I'm going to try. Of course it's not going to attach. Of course it's not. You can see why I'm frustrated with whoever built this area. Because it's like they built it so that it was convenient for them, and for the rest of us, it's kind of like, nope. And you can't even take this stuff apart and be like, I want to start fresh and build it myself. It's like, nope, you're just gonna have to put up with whatever they decide. So, Jesus, guys, like, what can we even do up here that's gonna work, you know? Like, I could add on. But then it's gonna be at a different height level, right? It's gonna be all retarded on the floor. And can I build more roof structure onto this? Of course not. You know? Can I build floor structure off of this? No. Perfect. I guess we're just gonna do a really derpy ass setup then, because if the game is not gonna allow us to do anything fun, what's the point, right? So the derpy ass setup is gonna be one guard post on this side where we had it, and one guard post on this side, because that's pretty much all that it's going to allow us to do. So, if that's as good as it gets, it's as good as it gets. I don't know where the halfway point... Okay, here we go. Somewhere in there. Okay, well there's our guard dude. He's coming back up to look around. I guess that what I had here is about as good as I can get stuff to be, guys, because it's kind of a bad area for having to build up here, I guess. So let's just put that stuff back. Let's see what we got. Yeah, it's one of these. Oh, come on. Like, maybe there's some more stuff I can do with this later. I'll just have to figure out what's possible. Maybe I can build floor? No, because, like, if whatever I build up on here, the floor is going to be higher than here. And if I, you know, yeah. Boo earns. Boo earns. Are they saying Boo earns or Boo burns? I was saying Boo earns. Let's see if it'll let me just adjust it slightly here. I think it needs to be twisted. I might be too dumb to let me do it. Okay, there we go. That looks better. Let's put those two beds back in there and we'll call that done for now. Okay. After playing the game for many hours, I have found that the orientation that you need to put these beds in is so that the large, like the, what do they call that, the headboard, is to the left. That way your settlers will approach it from this side of it and they'll go to sleep. If you were to put the headboard at this side of it, they'll just walk into this side endlessly trying to get to the other side to go to bed. So now that I know that, I only ever put my beds out in one orientation. So just so you guys know too. So like if I had this bed that I'm holding against the wall over here, they'd just walk into this side all the time. But because I have this open, they'll go to sleep here. It's kind of derpy. It's not what I wanted things to be, but it's good enough for now, guys. Can this guy get out of here? Of course he can't. Go on. Go on. Okay, I'm gonna have to go over there, buddy. Okay. Just gonna... Oh, no. Let's just moving it a little bit out. Not that it'll make much of a difference, but nah, I'm not going to worry too much about it right now. So, basically, the only thing that's really left here for me to build is defenses. Even though I've already built the fences. But basically I've got these 4 gun turrets here for now, which is giving me that 24 defense plus the guard in the upstairs. I am going to get another guard to put here. I don't think I really need too much more at the moment, and because it's kind of derpy, I don't really know what I want to do, and I don't want to build a bunch of gun turrets if I'm going to have to end up scrapping them later. So we'll just call this area good for now. It's kind of derpy, but at least it's done and protected for the time being. So we fixed the fences. They have some beds inside now, so that they'll have places to sleep. This is retarded area because we can't do anything in there. And yeah, so they have some guard posts. So it's not exactly what I was hoping for, but it's good enough. We're going to plant some more food here and whatnot. But basically, now that I'm finished here, I was going to show you guys what's going on at some of the other bases today. So let's head back up to Sanctuary, and I'll start there. Come on. Okay. So basically most of the stuff here is going to be the same as you would recognize it from the last time I showed you and was doing construction here. Basically the only thing that's going to have changed is we may have a few more villagers.
Nothing I hate more than raider scumbags. If you run into any, put a few down for me.
Sure thing, Marcy. So not all of my settlers have full combat gear, but most settlers that I have do.
Crops coming in pretty good.
I didn't give Marcy gear because she was rude to me for the first half of the game, so she can wait. She'll get her gear eventually, after everybody else has gotten it. But basically, like, haven't done too much with the houses, but every house now has a set of turret guns in front of it. If you look at my stuff here, 247 defense. I think I went a little bit overboard on that, but oh well. I guess my villagers will be well defended. And at each of these houses where I had set up a power generator on the roof with a little cabin, I now have installed lighting, which works at night so that I can sort of see what's going on in my base a little bit. It's not perfect, but it is what it is. We've got these two ladies who are in the military uniforms. They're part of, like, I'm going to call them the Scrapper Corps. So, like, even if you're working as just somebody doing scrapping on my base at a scrapping table, you're still going to get full outfit, plus everybody has a weapon. Scrappers get 10mm pistols, everybody else gets stuff depending on what their role is. She's one of my guards. She's got a sniper rifle.
Most people are good at breaking things.
Sturgis needs his combat gear, but I've been too lazy to give it to him so far. But he is going to get a suit eventually. So basically, like, you can see we've got the lighting, we've got the turret guns. That's basically the only improvement here that I've made at all to what you guys have seen. As well as the only other major change is I removed the front gate. We had like a whole front gate set up here. Because of the number of Brahmin and stuff moving in and out of my town, I just had to open it up and leave it with gun turrets to guard it, and so far that's been working out and I haven't had any problems, so good times, good times. We've just two last things here I'll show you. This is our pen set up for whenever we get a Brahmin here, and you guys have seen the garden which is coming along. It's not too big, but it is what it is. It's enough to feed our villagers. We can just take a look here. 18 food, 18 water, 10 people, 21 beds for my eventual expansion. So I have enough beds here. I don't need to make any more. I've got the full layout done, essentially. So I won't go and show you inside every house because there's not much going on in them, but just so you guys know what's going on here. And yeah, we're close enough. Let's run over to the Red Rocket, because you'll get a better idea of what that's looking like if I show you a bit of the outside as well. So the Red Rocket, I've almost completely filled up the size bar, so I think like it's like almost as big as I can make it, or it has as much possible to do with it that I could have done. So I have to give Misty credit for the base wall design. She inspired me and basically showed me how to do it properly, or like showed me enough of what she had done at her base so that I could figure out how to do it here. So we have the exterior wall, we have a double set of gun turrets guarding the door, plus a guard.
The farm's not much, but it's something.
You're damn right it is. We've got a house for dog meat, which he would be in if he wasn't sitting over somewhere waiting for us to go do a mission with him. We've got moot fruit trees planted.
Yeah.
I believe this is my scrapper lady here. She doesn't have her military uniform because I only have a few of those at the moment. Got a couple of farmers.
Farming's as honest work gets.
And then we have another guard post here at the back that should have somebody at it usually. I'll show you that stuff in a second though. Got Brahmin, who showed up here randomly and I can't get rid of him, so he's here for now. Scrapping table where the lady works. More moot fruit plants, whatnot. I left some of the defensive stuff here, like the wall and stuff that I built originally, and these, I did take out some of the walls that I built inside here. We've got more beds set up for sleeping arrangements and whatnot, and we have, there should be more lighting in here actually. Let me just hit the button. Unless it's got, okay, yeah, so we've got full lighting inside this section of the base. And then, so this is where I wasted all of my wood, or I was like, oh man, I have no more wood left. It was to build all of this around the base, plus with all of the extra staircases. Because like I want to be able to, like if I'm being attacked, which I just heard my turret gun beep. If I'm being attacked, I want to be able to get up on top of here so I can look around from wherever I am in the base. So I tried to put enough staircases that they were in convenient locations. You can see here it's becoming nighttime again. So we've got more turret guns, 4 more at the back of the base, so 4 at the front, 4 at the back. Actually, I think there's 5 at the front if you count that one too, and 4 at the back. And then this probably took me the longest time to figure out. So it's double staircase up, double staircase down. Got a lounge area here for them to relax at and whatnot. And then we've got more sleeping with lighting, power, you know. Got my power generators up here, just chilling out. I also have a door here, which if I'm being attacked, I can open up the door and snipe out of here if I really needed to for any reason. Base storage and stuff like that, and then you can come out here. I've got my tower, which is connected through the wall to the generators, and a table set up here. Extra generator to run one light downstairs, but basically like I couldn't get it so that my guys would walk on the roof when I connected the stairs just to the regular roof. Like my guys would just ignore me when I told them to like go and walk up here, so I had to build this whole extra floor out here, which was a pain in the butt to do, and there's one section that I couldn't fit in just because it's a pain in the butt. So Misty was able to actually do this without needing to build a floor, so I might need to look at how she did hers at some point to see if I can get rid of some of this stuff. But for now, my red rocket is defended, at least as good as it needs to be. So my villagers are happy here. I'll just show you the specs on here. So 12 food, 9 water, 13 power, 76 defense, which is decent. Or is that just 70? 76. Okay, and 6 people, but you can see the size is getting really up there. So I'm going to wait till I have maybe 8 people here, see what else I really need to add before I add anything else. I was going to add another floor, complete with metal exterior walls and another level of this stuff going around the walkway pathways and stuff, but I quickly filled up the size bar and was not able to complete that, so I had to take it down. So this is about like in the base game without doing any weird stuff, so that you increase the size of your base cap and the amount of materials or whatever that are available. This is about what you can build to defend the red rocket, I would say. You could change this design slightly in different ways, but just to make the most of your property and the most of your materials, this is probably as good as it gets. So then we will head out here to, let's go to 10 Pines. I want that gun so bad, the Walther PPK. Oh. Those are probably just caravan guards running to catch up with their caravan dudes, so I'm not too worried about that. So, welcome to 10 Pines. When you start off at 10 Pines, all you really have is this shack, the plants and a bit of a fence, maybe. I don't think there's a fence at all. I think I built that entire fence around it. And you have some of this building, like the wood parts that you see, that's there. The metal parts inside, that's not. So, just so you know what I was basically dealing with in order to do this. So, Misty showed me how to build foundations. So I built this foundation here on the hill. Took me forever to get it somewhat centered and somewhat looking appropriate and not derpy. But this is my little farmhouse that has a hidden guard post inside it, so that there's somebody always looking up the path in this direction. And we've got a couple extra beds in here, and they've got a rocket rug. Woot! And we've got in here where you've got 2 more of those ugly ass beds that I can't move or do anything with, but I just leave this place alone to do what it's doing. We've got a generator and beacon to attract more settlers.
Yeah.
I've got the fence. Oh yeah, these are either one of our guards or one of the farmers here. Probably one of the farmers. I think this lady and this dude are farmers, and this guy's part of the Scrapper Corps because he's got the military outfit on.
It's as simple as that.
But yeah, we fenced in the garden so that it would be less likely to be destroyed. Put in guard posts and gun turrets. This is where the guy does his scrapping work. We've got more beds in here just because it was easy to throw them in here for now. But I probably need to build a foundation for this building, and I might put in like the full size. Actually, let me show you guys. Structures, wood, prefabs, and the very last one, it's like a giant ass house, like farmhouse style kind of thing. So I'm thinking that if I can get rid of this and build a foundation, I might just have enough space to throw that in here in this corner, and then I'll use that for like storing animals and stuff like that in, because I don't think this corner is big enough. I think it goes at too much of a weird angle. but another gun turret. And guard post, more gun turrets, guarding another hidden guard post here that overlooks my food. Got more beds, and I was able to build a staircase up here, oops, which hides my main generator for when I need power. I'll string it out from here. So it's kind of making the best of what I had available with that building. I'm just turning it into a little guard post and trying to make it as defended as possible, but it was still quite the job to reinforce all of this and figure out what I was going to do with it. So I kind of wish that they would have allowed you to like just completely knock it down to the foundation and build whatever you wanted, but maybe somebody will do that in a mod someday. We'll have better crafting mod or whatnot. Here's my guards. So you can see I've done quite a bit of work trying to get everybody their gear. This guy, he doesn't look like he has gear on, but he's got synth chest here and synth arm. He needs another combat armor leg here, which I might have to give him anyway, so just have to go and give out more gear. And if you're looking for where I've been getting all of this combat armor gear, it's right here, Dunwich Borers. Just come back and replay this place like every 30 days or so of in-game, and do the interior as well and do it properly. Don't go backwards through it because you'll screw yourself over. You won't be able to go back in and get stuff. So just play it normally, play it as if you would play this area just regularly and grab loot, and you'll get probably between 3 to 5 full suits of at least the chest, arms, and legs for your dudes. You won't get helmets or masks or whatever else there is with the combat armor suit, but you'll get at least the pieces that you see on all these dudes, like the chest, arms, and legs. And they do... Combat armor protects your dudes against both ballistic, so guns, as well as the power, so like the plasma and laser weapons as well. It's kind of equally good at doing both, rather than being better at one or better at the other, which is kind of what leather and metal armor does. Leather's good at protecting against lasers, but it's shitty against bullets, and metal is good against bullets, but it's shitty against lasers. Combat armor is equally shitty at both, or equally good at both, kind of runs the middle. So that's why I've decided to give everybody, if I can, their combat armor. So we will head over here. One thing that I should have mentioned is that, yeah, every single camp that I have has unique colored mining helmets that I also got at that Dunwich Borers place. So same place gives you all the gear that I've been giving these guys, pretty much.
Back hurt, feet hurt.
And the reason that I gave every camp unique colored mining helmets is because then I can tell what camp my provisioners are from, and everybody sort of looks the same to a certain degree at the camps. So you can see here, I've got 2 guys from the Scrapper Corps working for me. I've got 2 guards here, 1 lady, 1 dude, and I've got 2 farmers. These are the 2 farmers. She's a guard. My other guard is always just sitting around somewhere, usually. Oh, here he is.
Been growing pretty good lately.
He's a ghoul guard. And yes, as far as base building, I guess I'll show you this stuff first, guys. So you did know that we built the wall here. I had shown you guys some of that before. But what I don't know is that I've now extended the size of it. Let me see if I can get up here. So before, it used to only come out to here. There would be one section, then I'd have the corner, and then it would just be a wall that's going like straight through this section. So I added in one segment so that I could move out the wall so that I'd have more space all the way around my the greenhouse here, which has allowed me to add more settlers essentially to the base because it gives me more space to put them to work. So you can see up here, randomly was able to attach these planks to put the gun turrets on. So I have 6 up top and then 2 at the front. Should be enough to defend pretty much against anything. This is the only section of the entire base that I couldn't use the regular
reinforced wall with a pathway in it, because this tree would just not do anything. I couldn't do anything here other than to block off both ends and just put this in, but at least it allows me to retain the space on the inside. So got the scrapping tables. I'm basically going to put scrapping tables all the way along this wall here and eventually have, like, 10 people at least doing scrapping at this location. At least that's my plan. We've got our pack Brahmin, our food Brahmin back here with his trough. He always gets stuck doing random stuff back here, but he eventually finds his trough. And I'm basically going to do the same sort of thing with this side. We'll see what I end up putting in, but at least it's space that's well defended that I can use. Haven't changed anything on the inside of here, so it's all just the moot fruit plants like they had. Got our water, chemistry station, so that's all pretty much what it was and whatnot. Same with our setup here, with the power on the inside is closed off. We have our radio beacon up here, and this is actually a light defense system that should have a beam of light, but I don't know. It's hard to tell. Maybe it's not dark enough yet. I don't know. Here you can see, this is why I liked giving everybody the mining helmets as well. Just because even from a distance, you can sort of tell where people are. Because when they're all dark, like this dude, you can stand far enough away, you can't tell where they are. But if he's got a light on him, or if they have lights on them, you can always find where your villagers are at, even in the dark. I don't know if it helps them to see better at all, but they're really easy to get at that Dunwich Borers anyways, so you can see that this place is basically working out for them. And it's got room for expansion, so I'm pretty happy with, this is kind of, once again, the same way I had the Red Rocket. I think that as far as building a base with, you making the best of your materials for the size of the area, I think I'm doing pretty good here. I'm happy with it. So just a couple more spots left, guys. We've got the Starlight Drive-In, which is a little bit different from all of my other bases, because this is the one base where I haven't had enough time to get these guys combat armor. So everybody here is sort of running on metal armor, and they'll just have to deal with it. Also, the only base that I have that has all male, it's all dudes. Everybody that I've convinced to work here, or everybody that I've recruited, it's all been dudes so far. So we have a garden, built-in garden in this area, with a couple guys that are supposed to be taking care of that. I built this just as a temporary... Who's this? Oh, okay. Oh, really? I can kick it around, but I can't scrap it. That's perfect. Okay, so this is just a temporary structure just for beds, just because I got a bunch of dudes and needed somewhere to put them. But you guys remember I did put some work into fencing off the projector room section of things, so I'll just show you this real quick. I installed electricity inside here with a jukebox just to keep them entertained. So I'll show you guys that. Was able to just stuff it in there essentially. Got extra beds. Didn't do anything upstairs here, so but we've got small gun turret, and then for the front gate where we're most likely to be attacked by large creatures from, we have 5 gun turrets here. I just sort of, I had the fence and then was like, oh, let me put in a couple, and then once I put in a couple I was like, let me just put a whole wall of them, because I'll probably have it like that eventually, and now they can just sit here like this and guard the base forever, so that's what they're gonna do. Got guys here.
It's as simple as that.
Starlight Drive-In has bright red helmets. The Red Rocket has the
You ain't one of them.
the
simps.
duller colored
You're a
red
spy,
helmets.
I see.
Just because I had more of these bright ones than I did of the dull ones. So, they have red helmets at the Red Rocket, I guess that's all I'm trying to say. As well as having red helmets here. So our little shack. I'm going to do something with this eventually that Misty showed me that's really cool, but I'm not going to do it today. Herp derp. And here you can see I've opened this up for the same reasons that I opened up our main gate. And we have a junkyard dog. Ooh, look at the little puppy. Woot! I bought this off of a guy named Gene, who just apparently walks around with his dog looking to sell it to people, and I didn't want to just let him keep walking off and never see him again, so I was like, let me buy your dog. And I sent him here because he's a junkyard dog. I know it's not a junkyard, but it kind of, just the open area kind of felt like a place that he would be happy, so that's what I did. And then we've got, everything here is pretty much the same as you saw it before when we first built it. So, not going to spend too much time, but just, I did double reinforce the wall with wood here. It's one of the other places that all of my wood has disappeared to. And then we've got up here, which is all enclosed with wood as well. Our recruitment beacon and our last
Crops been
guard.
growing pretty good lately.
Sweet Jesus. So just one more base left, guys. I guess I'll warp there from here. And this is the one I've been working on the most recently. Hangman's Alley. Some kind of pipe sniper rifle. Woot. Looks like a Super Soaker, the original. Okay, so we're at Hangman's Alley. Basically, I've removed a lot of the stuff that was in here. This fence is kind of permanent. You can't do anything about it. But some of you may remember that when you come and find this place, like this doorway here is not blocked off, and there's a section of fences that goes across here with a gate in it and another guard post, and there's like a bunch of buildings and stuff all down here that I've basically taken everything out. I didn't like the layout of it. Everything was sort of like at odd angles to each other, so I was like, let me just take everything out and start fresh.
Got work to do.
So I installed a milk machine here. We got the bell for calling everybody, but essentially I stole the guard post that was standing here and I just put it right into the corner so that I threw all the bodies over the end of it, but I put this garden in. I'm not 100% happy with it, even though it looks pretty good. Got gourds, melon, corn, and moot fruit. Because my farmers, these two, who are supposed to be farming in it, they just stand there all day. That's all they do. They just stand there. Not the biggest problem in the world, because I'm probably not going to change the place too much, but just it's frustrating when it's like, this is part of the environment. You can, like, I could command one to walk, like, up to here, right? But will they do any work? Hell to the no. Got our water situation taken care of, at least for the first few villagers here. And so, basically, when I decided to start building, I was like, let me see if I can just stick a section of stairs back here on this back corner, and let's see what I can do with that. So I was able to build up the stairs, and the villagers can actually use these stairs so they can get up here. So I was able to build this eventually, but I built up and was able to build, like, okay, this is a little bit complicated, so let me go back down. This rooftop here, that's what you start with. I was able to layer some floor pieces on top of it, just perfectly enough so that I could build extensions off in these directions. So I'm gonna try to not confuse you too much here. So let's go all the way up to the top. So you can get up, you can even get up into the very top of the base. You can't craft up here. I've sort of, like, this story where I am here, this is as high as you can craft. So I'm making the best use of the space, I feel, because I've fully taken up all the way up to the top here with this floor, and I like being able to, like, see out, look down below if I get attacked or something like that. But then we have a whole other floor below us that has the same layout as above in this section, but also continues up here. And this is like, these pieces of floor are the most important pieces to put in. And this one, it actually gives you, like, there's like lines on the ground to lay out this one so that you can attach the rest this way, have them perfectly lined up so that you can attach these segments on in like 90-degree perfect angles so that you can then add on the rest of this. And that's how I basically did these four. Once I got up on the roof here, did these 4 little small sections of floor, added these 2 large sections that have a roof already built in, and then was able to stack on the, like, wall piece with the roof and the windows. That's all one part, which got me up to here where Codsworth is standing. So I had all of this, just this one little room built at first, and then was like, okay, let me see what happens if I, like, add a set of stairs. So I built the set of stairs up to here, and I actually built the upper section here first. So it was, I just had, you could come up in here, then you could walk up the stairs to this upper section, and then when I came back down the stairs, I was like, oh, well, I have this one section of floor here. What happens if I build another path out to the side here, which let me build the next section underneath, and then everything else was just filling in the blanks of the space so that I could connect the dots and get the most out of the amount of space that was available. So this set of stairs was actually, was an addition. I built it after I built everything else, and it was intended to be the way that my villagers would get up here. But they wouldn't use this staircase, I think, because when they get to here, they get their head stuck on that weird thing. So they'll even stand, like, on this side of it, but they won't come any further up into the base this way. So I still had that original section of stairs here that actually I put a small flight down onto this roof, and that's where it originally started out. But I came up here and then I added on the floor here with another staircase that connected to this one, and then finally that was, like, it took me forever to figure out how to build up the stairs essentially so that my villagers would actually come up here and use any of this space. But now, like, my 2 farmers, they sleep here, one of my guards sleeps up in this area, so it does all work now. I could even theoretically take away this staircase, but I kind of like being able to, like, quickly run up into my base if I need to, like, get something or look for somebody or whatnot. So I also felt like, just, like, it kind of looks like a cool base. It's kind of like what you would expect to find, like, hanging over an alleyway. You know what I mean? Like, it's definitely bigger than maybe what I was trying to do at first, but I'm okay with that. I like having the space and being able to store all, like, I have 13 beds here, and none of them are on the ground level except for this one that I threw just as a temporary bed so that my villagers wouldn't be mad while I was building. But like, just for the look of that space and like how much I was able to do with it, I'm actually pretty proud of that. I'm pretty happy with what I was able to accomplish there. I'm sorry that I didn't show you guys me building it, but at the same time it probably took me about 6 hours worth of like fiddling around and figuring out what pieces I needed where, and then going and collecting supplies for pieces that I needed and stuff. So I didn't want to bore you guys with a 6-hour episode just to make something like this. So that's why I felt like, okay, build it and then show them and explain what you did. And then if they have questions, they can figure it out or they can ask you. So yeah, guys, if you want to see any more base building, I can do some more stuff like this in the future. But at least now you guys have a better idea of sort of what the situation is at each one of my bases.
Yes.
And you can see here, like, not everybody has full combat gear. This is like the most recent base that I've been giving gear to people at. But pretty much every base that I have now, like, my civilians,
Easy living, this ain't.
they're armed, they're armored, and their bases are built up. So now that we've done that, that pretty much gives me the freedom, I think, to start moving on with getting more settlements, which is kind of like unfortunately, but yes, we do have to do that. So Misty was telling me that if I leave some of these problems for too long, like talk to the settlers at Oberlin Station or kill the super mutants and Breakheart Banks and all this, if I leave them for too long, Misty said that it's even possible to potentially fail these quests, because Preston will just give you a different version of it. So I'm going to start continuing on with these missions and quests for the next episode and moving on. So it should be a balance between doing whatever mission they need to, like, we need to go and find the ghouls at wherever they're going to send us to kill the ghouls, and then we'll come back, we'll do some very preliminary defensive setup at the base, and that'll be the episode. So I'm going to take care of, you know, Oberlin Station, Bleakheart Banks, and anywhere else that I need to go over the next couple days, just to make sure that I don't start failing those missions, but also so that we can get all of our settlements running. So thank you for joining me, guys. It's been a pleasure. Hopefully you guys saw some cool stuff or interesting stuff here that might inspire you for your own bases, or just to show you what's possible with just the base level game without doing anything special. So thank you for joining me, guys, and join me again next time, and yeah, good times. Woo! I'll see you guys.